everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is once again me playing, and I'm in the Jutland, the tier 9 British destroyer. I'm on the map Haven in a 4-point domination game. There's no carrier, but there are 3 raiders, and I'm approaching this cap as I usually do in the beginning, and my plan is if I get raided, I'll run away towards the left. I'm using my Hydro because I entered the cap and oh my god, there's the raider. So I've used the Hydro because there are often blind torps coming my way. And this went a little bit worse than I expected because there is a Kitakaze here. And as you can see, the Chobart just hit me for quite a lot of damage. So I'm executing my exit strategy, which is run like this and then go behind this island. Now I took a lot more damage than I expected would happen here, to be honest. They don't really have that many ships here, right? It's just a Kitakaze, a Des Moines, a Chambard. I think the Des Moines got maybe 1 salvo off. And the Chambard hit me with 1 salvo, and then there was the Kitakaze, who unfortunately, well, the Kitakaze has a lot of DPM, and he was just able to spam me this whole time. So, not sure if that was worth it. Generally speaking, I feel like even in today's meta, it's still very helpful to go for objectives. And I mean, I have a heal, right? That's one of the best things about the British. If you can heal back up, it's less problematic if you take a chunk of damage early on. Now I've also deployed some smoke here for my Seattle. My smoke doesn't last very long, but I have more than enough charges and it can help him a little bit, and it covers him with, on his way towards the island. So I've left this cap here accidentally. I'm reversing back in. Now I know that Des Moines, I mean, he just raided, but he's also too far away to raid again currently. We know the Alaska is on the other side of the map. What we don't know is where the Seattle is, so there is still an unknown raider. So once again, I'm facing away and I'm prepared to run. Not too many ships should have shots at me. So, that's nice. Now, since I'm not blocked, it means the Kitakaze isn't that close, and if the Seattle would raid me, it would probably be like behind this island here. So I'm feeling somewhat confident. And look at that, my fleet here has found the Kitakaze, probably is getting raided by the Seattle over there. And, well, let's just hope the Kitakaze will not escape. Meanwhile, I'm taking this cap, and it seemed to work. So it looks like, well, 2 enemy ships got taken out so far. That's nice. So the enemy team is already down to destroyers. Now there is nothing I can do about the B cap here. We've also spotted the Seattle by now, so the B cap is covered by 2 raiders and a massive fleet. I can't go in. But maybe... Oh wait, somebody just got detonated, right? That's a bit unfortunate. So anyway, I can't go into this cap, but what I can do is I can provide spotting on this fleet. I can probably torp them to maybe stop their progress, and we will see where it goes from here. Now, we are reliant on our fleet here in the north to do something like push, for example, the D cap. But we also do have some reinforcements arriving here, so let's see. My current plan is to keep the enemy fleet spotted, maybe defend A. And honestly, at this point, I could... Oh, I actually hit the Kitakaze with a torpedo. Now, what I could try to do here is smoke up and use my guns, and honestly, it would probably be a reasonable thing to do. The thing is, I'm also kind of providing a lot of spotting here. So I'm not sure how many ships we would still see if I smoked up here. And that's mostly what's stopping me. Because I could just, like, I could engage the Amagia, I could have engaged that Vladivostok there. I mean, also, if I smoke here, my position gets... it's really obvious where I am, which could lead into torps from his Kita cars. Then again, I mean, he might torp here anyway, because we have more ships here. Now, personally, that's a failing of myself, that I'm not using the guns all that much, in my opinion. That's something that I really need to learn to do more. I'm mostly just the scout torpedo boat kind of player. I like to use my torps, I like to scout, and obviously I use my guns to engage other destroyers if appropriate. But just like smoking up and shooting the bigger ships is something that I'm not doing enough. Let's put it like this. So I'm trying to get some torps off against whoever is coming this way. Maybe I can catch an Izumo or so. I've only used one launcher here, and maybe I should have used both of them. My idea was that maybe I can catch this Montana here. It actually seems to be pushing this. Or maybe is it pushing this way? I don't know. Now, I found myself a Kitakaze, and I'm switching to armor piercing, but unfortunately it's already turning away, so that probably wasn't a very good switch, and then I missed anyway. Now I'm running AFHE, so my high explosive is doing okay with its penetration. The Jutland has a very good armor piercing and good angles, but if they are angled very heavily, you still wanna go for high explosive. So, currently are still raided by the Alaska, it looks like, and I'm deploying a smoke screen here. That smoke is not for me, that smoke is for my Seattle here, right? I figure if I put a smoke screen here between the Seattle and the enemy fleet, then he can just sit here and shoot without being detected. I'm not even sure if he was detected, to be honest, because like there is the island here that might just keep him hidden. But I figured it can't hurt, and my smoke will reload very quickly anyway. Gotta be careful that I'm not too close to the Minotaur here, because he has Hydro. And well, I mean, he can spot me like this, but I should be in concealment momentarily. And I got away with that. So if the Montana pushing this way, is definitely a target that I might wanna torp. Then again, the Montana looks to be going this way, so currently I think the Montana might just avoid those torps. And I'm going also for my last heal here. So meanwhile our fleet is taking the decap rather successfully, so if we can hold on for a little bit longer, we might flip the cap situation in our favor here. We are doing pretty well ship-wise, and also here's another mistake I make. I could deploy a smoke screen now. When you look at it, my Seattle here could have really used it. If for a few seconds ago I would have deployed a smoke here, I might have been able to save him, but I didn't, because I totally missed that. And he paid the price. I mean, we weren't in voice chat. It's not, and it's not like he asked for a smoke screen here. But it's something I could have done, and I kind of failed, which is a bit sad. So anyway, I'm still just holding here, spotting, shooting some torps. You see, I've already accumulated 73,000 points of spotting damage. I still feel like there were probably some situations where I could have smoked up and used my guns, but mostly what I decided to do was I just decided to provide the spotting for my team and use my torps. And look at that! That's one less Montana. Now, the Izumo, I assume the Izumo might just go through this gap here. So I'm going with single-launched torps, not because I feel like I know exactly where he's going, but because I can make sure they all go through this gap. I'm not having high hopes for these torps, but might as well do that right. Would have tried torpedoing the Minotaur. But I mean, it's not like I'm exactly sure how that Minotaur will sail from here on out. So, in the decap we still have 2 ships hunting down the Amagi. Well, let's hope they can finish that quickly and then return, because I feel like we really need those ships here. That Minotaur might just be pushing the sea cap. We still have our own Minotaur around. And we now have all of our destroyers converging towards the B cap. Unfortunately, there is a Seattle in there, and I'm afraid that Viper is just getting caught in a radar here. He has torps on his way. Hope they'll do something. Then we have the Izumo pushing in here. That Minotaur looks like he is spotted by an Izumo and getting shot by it, so I'm providing some smoke here. I assume the Minotaur is either out of smoke at this point or it's just on cooldown. So the Seattle just caught Viper. This means I'm not sure if the Seattle's radar is still going or not. But I have to put some distance between me and the Izumo in any way. If I manage to stay out of the Seattle's radar while doing so, that would be amazing. And just to address this comment from my division mate here, no, there is no stream snipers, it's just... Sometimes the enemy makes a competent move because they're competent. Or it's just coincidence.
Fire! Problem solved.
And this could have gone very wrong here. So the Seattle's radar was still going, and I briefly entered there, but I got away with it, which is a good thing, because I didn't really have much room to maneuver here. Right? Once I was on this side of the island, I was pretty much committed. I tried to stay a little bit away from the Seattle, but ultimately he caught me a little bit. I also have to keep my distance to the Izumo, because I mean getting spotted by the Izumo would have also been rather problematic. And right now, this game that didn't look so bad a little bit earlier looks like it could end pretty horribly. Now, our Chambard is a little bit out of position, so it's me and the Seattle here currently. The Chambard needs to turn around and come our way really quickly. I'm not even sure why it's getting, like... When did they sink the Amagi? Well, the Amagi... I think it was an Amagi down there. That was the only reason that the Chambard could have sailed this way. And it doesn't look like he wants to be helpful anytime soon. So there is still Alaska and a Seattle around, so 2 or 4 ships still have radar, and I'm on very little hit points. So that's bad. Now I'd like to... Oh! That's one less Seattle. Now I'd like to be able to smoke that Seattle, but... that didn't happen. Still I have to stay away from the Minotaur to... not get hydroed if possible, or spotted otherwise. So, we have the Alaska capping sea. I mean, it's a radar ship, there isn't really much I can do. We have the Izumo inside B. I don't know what the Izumo is doing. I assume he's coming this way. I mean, honestly, considering the enemy points, he could just sit there. Like, the enemy could just all sail away and win it like this.
The enemy is about to win.
So, I've spotted the Izumo. I can't go in this way, or I'll get spotted. I'm also not sure how close the Alaska is at this point, so I always have to be careful about radar. And currently I'm making sure that I'm not beaching myself here by accident. And I'll just get some torps towards the Izumo here. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the Izumo is going to do. I assume he will just sail here towards me. Because, I mean, he basically missed his exit if he wanted to go for C. He could also just sit here behind this island and, I don't know, just wait for them to win, because, let's just face it, the enemy has all the advantages here. I got myself briefly spotted, immediately deployed smoke, and thankfully the Izumo's guns were obviously not pointed my way, so he didn't manage to get shots off in the small window of opportunity. Also, no radar currently coming, which means the Alaska is probably not within 10 kilometers of me. And I've got some more torps going towards the Izumo here. And look at that, the Izumo is actually turning the exact wrong way. Like, there was a perfectly Izumo-sized gap in these torps, but he decided to instead take 3 of those. I have a feeling once he saw the first salvo of torps, he was like, hey, the torps missed, now they are on cooldown, now I don't have to pay attention, I don't know. I feel like I mean, he Maybe he was already caught in his turn and he couldn't turn back. But very, very advantageous for me. Now there is the Minotaur, Shalbard is back and he took care of the Minotaur. So we have a few points more, but the enemy still has more cap zones. And there is the Alaska. And I'm inside radar range of the Alaska. And I'm on very low health. And it looks like he didn't see the torps coming.
We sank an enemy cruiser.
And this was the very amusing end to this battle, to be honest, and one of the reasons, or the main reason why I chose to use that replay. I mean, it wasn't that spectacular overall, I suppose, but it was a very amusing end. Especially if you keep in mind that those torpedoes were spotted. Like, the battleship that got sunk by my torpedoes must have spotted those two. I mean, when you look at how close they were. So the cruiser saw those torps coming. Well, or could have seen those torps coming if he paid any attention. And yet he did not and gave us the victory, which is very nice of him. So yeah, this battle happened on yesterday's live stream. If anyone is interested in watching me, I usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturday evenings. And link to my Twitch is in the description. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I'll see you guys next time.